Greetings of the day, my students. Welcome to the tutorial classes from Higher Secondary Council. Today we are going to do the non-textual grammar part, which is included in your semester 4 exams. And as you know, the things that are included, it's actually done by all of you in your junior classes. But today we are just going to recapitulate what you already know and what you have already learned. So, the mass distribution of the non-textual grammar part is there is synthesis and splitting of sentences, change of narration, correction of errors. So there will be one question of 2 marks to be attempted out of 2 options from synthesis and splitting of sentences. So there will be 2 marks, one question of 2 marks that you have to attempt out of the 2 options from joining of sentences and splitting of sentences. Synthesis means joining of sentences. And there will be fill in the blanks to report a paragraph or conversation that will be of 1 marks each into 3 questions you will have. So a total of 5 marks will be there. So what we have come to know is synthesis or joining of sentences will be there, splitting of sentences, change of narration and correction of errors. Sentence transformation involves changing the structure or form of a sentence while preserving its original meaning. So you know, whatever we do, even if it's for joining of sentences or splitting of sentences or changing the narration or correction of errors, whatever be the type that you are doing for transformation of sentences, it involves that the sentence should be correct and the original meaning should be preserved. In no case can the meaning be changed. If the meaning is changed, your answer will be totally wrong. So coming to the sentence synthesis, it is a grammatical process of combining 2 or more simple sentences into one single sentence. And it can be one simple sentence, it can be one compound sentence, or it can be one complex sentence. That will be according to the instruction that is given in the question. So the original meaning is retained here and the parts of speech, participles, infinitives, conjunctions or other structures are used to combine the ideas smoothly and a single sentence is created with the same meaning. So many things are involved in this. The different parts of speech are involved, the participles, infinitives, conjunction, or any other structures that may be needed. So it depends on what the instruction in the question is. But the primary thing is that the meaning of the sentence should remain intact. So here the methods of joining or synthesis of the sentence. So for combining sentences into one simple sentences, participles can be used, infinitives can be used, adjectives can be used, prepositions can be used, and nominative absolute can be used. I have given you one example each from all the parts. So for using participles, ing is added. He opened the door, he went out. So that when you combine into one simple sentence becomes opening the door, he went out. Infinitive is to. So I must discuss it. I have a worksheet becomes I have a worksheet to discuss. So in this way, all the examples of how the sentences are changed into simple sentences are given. So when you change into a compound sentence, so means 2 independent clauses are joined together and it is joined through coordinating conjunctions like use like for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. So he wrote a letter and sent it. So these are how the sentences are joined into 2 into a compound sentence. So what is this compound sentence and how you will join it, I will show in my next slide. Into a complex sentence is one independent and one dependent clause. So that is done by using subordinating conjunctions, which are when, because, although, since, or some relative pronouns, which are who, which, that. So when I was bored, I closed the laptop. So this is a complex sentence. So coming to this, transformation of sentences into simple, complex, and compound. So understand what a simple sentence is. What is the definition of a simple sentence? A simple sentence is one which has just one independent clause. So I went to the store. So what is the independent clause here? It is I went to the store. So one independent clause, it is a simple sentence. So this is the way to identify a simple sentence. A simple sentence is one that has only one independent clause. Now, what is a complex sentence? A complex sentence is a sentence which has one independent clause and one or more dependent clauses. So, for example, I went to the store because I needed milk. So, this is one sentence. So, here, what is the independent clause? It is I went to the store, which is mentioned in the simple sentence category. So it's an independent clause, and then there is because I needed milk. So because I needed milk is a dependent sentence, dependent clause, which depends on the first part of the sentence to complete its meaning. So we see the complex sentence needs one dependent clause to complete the one independent clause to complete its meaning. So the dependent clause is totally dependent on the first part of the sentence to complete its meaning. So the whole sentence is I went to the store because I needed milk. And now the compound sentence. Compound sentence is a sentence which has two or more independent clauses and which is joined by a conjunction. So here I went to the store and I brought milk. I bought milk. So here I went to the store and I bought milk. Both of these sentences can stand on their own. These are independent clauses. So these two independent clauses are joined by the conjunction and. So this is a compound sentence because it has two independent clauses joined by a conjunction and. Here it is and. So we have known about simple complex sentences and about dependent and independent clauses. So you by now know what an independent clause is and what a dependent clause is. Now to make your idea more clear, let's just focus on what is a clause. A clause is a group of words that contains a subject and a verb. So, independent clauses make sense on its own as a sentence. So, I went to school. This is an independent clause because it makes sense on its own. Now, what is a dependent clause? It doesn't make sense on its own. Although I was feeling well, I went to school. So, although I wasn't feeling well, this does not make any sense on its own. It makes sense only when we add the line I went to school, that although I wasn't feeling well, I went to school. তো তোমরা সিম্পল কমপ্লেক্স আর কম্পাউন্ড সেন্টেন্স বুঝতে পারলে সিম্পল সেন্টেন্সে জাস্ট একটা ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ থাকে, কমপ্লেক্স সেন্টেন্সে একটা ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ থাকে, একটা ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ থাকে এবং কম্পাউন্ড সেন্টেন্সে একটা দুটোই থাকে ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ এবং দুটো ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ একটা কনজাংশন দিয়ে অ্যাডেড থাকে। এখানে আমার এক্সাম্পলে ওটা অ্যান্ড আছে এবং এখানে ক্লজ হলো একটা গ্রুপ অফ ওয়ার্ডস যেটার মধ্যে একটা সাবজেক্ট থাকে, একটা ভার্ব থাকে। ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ হলো সেটা যেটা নিজে নিজেই একা একটা সেন্স হয়, যেরকম আই ওয়েন্ট টু স্কুল, আমি স্কুলে গেছিলাম, এটা কিন্তু নিজে একাই এই সেন্টেন্সটার মানে হয়। আর ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ কি? যদিও আমার শরীর ভালো লাগছিল না তবু আমি স্কুল গেছি। যদিও আমার শরীর ভালো লাগছিল না আমি স্কুল গেছি। আমি স্কুল গেছি ছাড়া যদিও আমার শরীর ভালো লাগছে না এটার কিন্তু কোনো মিনিং হয় না আলাদাভাবে। তাই জন্যে এখানে although I wasn't feeling well I went to school এটা হলো ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ। Because although I wasn't feeling well depends on I went to school for having a complete meaning. তো এখানে তোমাদেরকে আমি একদম যেটা বলেছি এতক্ষণ সেটাই তোমাদের একদম ইলাস্ট্রেট করে দিয়েছি। What I have spoken so far about simple, complex and compound sentences, I have just given you illustrations and examples. So simple sentence, she reads book, it's subject plus verb plus predicate and it gives one complete thought. Complex sentences, I just wanted to get home and relax, and it's an independent clause. Because I left my workplace very late, it is a dependent clause. So the dependent clause here tells us why the subject needed to go home. Dependent clause এখানে কি বলছে, কেন সাবজেক্টকে বাড়ি যেতে হয়েছিল। তাহলে এটা কি দিয়ে শুরু হয়? the dependent clause subordinating conjunction দিয়ে শুরু হয়, যেগুলো নাকি after, before, because, although, etc. what that is written. So we see that the dependent clause begins with a subordinate conjunction. And what is subordinating conjunction? This is the after, before, all that is described here, and later on I will explain to you in another slide what exactly they are and what like you may use in your answers. So for compound sentence, I ordered a salad. This is an independent clause, but actually I wanted a bowl of noodles. So here both are independent clauses. I wanted a bowl of noodles. This is joined by a coordinating conjunction. And what is a conjunction? Coordinating conjunction? It's for and, not, be, or, yet, so. In taking all the first alphabets, we call it the fanboys. So here is a chart of that. Coordinating conjunctions, they link words, phrases, or independent clauses of equal grammatical importance. So for, and, nor, but, or, yet, so, these are the coordinating conjunctions, and I have written down for you the purpose of using these these coordinating conjunctions. Because just for example, for is to show some reason, and we used to add some information, nor is to add negative information, but is to show contrast, or when we give a choice or option, yet is shown written to show some contrast, and so is used to show some result. Here I'm having some tongue twisters. So then we come to the subordinating conjunction, which is a word or phrase that links a dependent clause to an independent clause. So it is used when a dependent clause is linked to an independent clause. Since clauses introduced by a subordinating conjunction are always dependent clauses, they cannot stand alone. So remember this, that subordinating conjunctions are used with dependent clauses. That should be a clue for you to do these correctly. So some common subordinating conjunctions I have put here for you in highlighted way, highlighted with yellow. Please remember this and use this correctly when you do the sentence changing things. Now examples. She came to my window, she stopped. So this has to be joined into a simple sentence. Coming to my window, she stopped. So here is the clue. Determine which action you want to describe as happening before or alongside another action. So there should be some logical thing going on in your mind. She came to my window, she stopped. So when did she stop? She came to my window and then stopped. So the action which is described to be more important is coming to my window. After she came to my window, she stopped. So coming to my window would be given more importance, and hence coming to my window, she stopped would be the answer. So here convert the verb of that action to its ing form. And you have chosen she came to my window. So when you think that action is of importance and that should be put stress on. So she came to my window. Choose the word came, that is the action verb, and change it to its ing form. Hence, coming to my window, she stopped is the answer. And then the second one, my cat was hungry. It has not eaten anything since breakfast. This has to be joined into a compound sentence. So, my cat was hungry, for it has not eaten anything since breakfast. So, here we are joining with for. What is the reason of the cat being hungry? That it has not eaten for anything since long. So, we are using a coordinating conjunction here to join the sentence. So splitting of sentence is just the opposite of joining. Here you have to identify the independent clauses, identify the parts of the sentence that contain a subject and a verb and could function as an independent sentence. And then you have to look for conjunction or commas. So those are the coordinating conjunctions, and you know the sentences are joined through the coordinating conjunctions. So when you want to break a sentence, then you have to find the place where the conjunctions are so that you can choose to separate the sentences from that point. So separate the clauses. If the clauses are independent, replace the conjunction or comma with a full stop. So when you see that you remove the conjunction and the part of the sentence becomes an independent clause, then you can put it all by itself. And that way you get the sentences that you want, regarding splitting of the sentences from a full sentence. Consider transitional words. So there are some transitional words or phrases like in addition, however, therefore. So from there you can break the sentence. When you find some transitional words like this, you can change the sentences, and from there you can separate the sentences, full sentences, into small sentences. তাহলে আমরা কি দেখছি, আমাদের দেখতে হবে যে কোথা থেকে একটা বড় সেন্টেন্সের আমাদেরকে কিন্তু ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ গুলোকে ভাগ করতে হবে, দেখতে হবে যে কোন সেন্টেন্সে একটা সাবজেক্ট আছে, একটা ভার্ব আছে, আর একদম নিজে নিজে সেন্টেন্সটা কোনো হেল্প ছাড়া ওটা আলাদাভাবে লেখা যেতে পারে। এবং আরো দেখতে হবে কোথায় কোঅর্ডিনেটিং কনজাংশনস আছে। আমরা যেরকম কোঅর্ডিনেটিং কনজাংশনস দিয়ে যে সেন্টেন্স গুলো জুড়তেও পারি, আবার কি করা যাবে, ওই কোঅর্ডিনেটিং কনজাংশনস গুলো যদি আমরা স্পট করি একটা বড় সেন্টেন্সে, তাহলে আমরা কি করতে পারি, ওই কোঅর্ডিনেটিং কনজাংশনস গুলো উঠিয়ে দিয়ে দেখতে হবে ওখানে ফুল স্টপ দিলে একটা সাবজেক্ট আর একটা ভার্ব দিয়ে একটা ইন্ডিপেন্ডেন্ট ক্লজ আমি পাচ্ছি কিনা। যদি আমি পাই তাহলে একটা সেন্টেন্স আমি সেপারেট করতে পারলাম। So ekhane I have given you some examples. Ravi Shankar, a great music composer, was Bengali. So here Ravi Shankar was a great music composer is one. That can exist by itself, and he was Bengali. This can exist on its own. So go through all the examples carefully, take a screenshot of it and try to analyze logically in your mind how these answers have been done. Now here comes another thing, narration, direct to indirect speech, which you have been doing since class 7. So as I said in the beginning of my presentation that we are just going to recapitulate on it. So what is direct and what is indirect speech? Direct speech is when I tell you something like directly myself, like now I am telling you, students, please listen to my class. So when you go to school tomorrow and your teacher asks you what tutorial class did you have, what did the teacher say to you, then you will tell her the teacher told us to listen to our class carefully. So when you report my speech to another person, it is not like when I spoke to you directly here. So it is seen that the pronoun changes and there is a lot of other changes which makes a speech from direct to indirect, and that is what we are going to recapitulate today. So here you see there are diagrams. It says, I will call you tomorrow. This person says to this one. And when this person is spoken to, this person says, I'll call you tomorrow. And you say, see, this person, when she is narrating the thing, she is saying, he said that he would call me the next day. So you see there is a change in pronoun. There is a change in the these, we say the near words become far words. So these are some of the changes which can be noted. Similarly, I'm making cakes for Jojo. And when Jojo is speaking to his mother, he said, Grandma said that she was making cakes for you. So Grandma said, so Jojo's mother speaks to Jojo and says, Grandma said that she was making cakes for you. So Grandma is calling Jojo's mother to say that, and Jojo's mother is reporting what Grandma said to her to Jojo. So there is a difference in the ways of speaking. So here the 6 rules of narration change are: you have to remove the comma and quotation marks. You have to change the reporting verb. You have to use conjunction. You have to change the pronoun. You have to change the tense and change the near words to distant words, like today becomes that day, tomorrow becomes the next day, yesterday becomes the previous day. So in this way, you have to make the changes. So remember these 6-step process so that there is no mistake when you change a speech from direct to indirect. So here are the rules illustrated, whatever I have told. Use a verb tense that is further back in the tense. For example, if the verb in the direct speech is play, it will be changed to played in the indirect speech. Reporting verb must be in the past tense. Subject of the reporting verb must be the person who said the original statement. So who is speaking to whom? That should be kept in mind. So that is very important to keep the meaning of the sentence intact. So a third person pronoun he, she is referred to refer to the speaker in the indirect speech. Change any modal verbs in the direct speech to their past tense equivalents. Like will become would, can will become could, like that. There will be punctuation change because the inverted commas and commas will be removed and there will be full stops. Change time and place references. For example, I saw him today. That will become, she said that she had seen him that day. So today becomes that day. Before also I told you that comma and inverted commas will be removed. And the first letter will be changed. The first letter of the reported speech will be changed into smaller letters when the comma and inverted commas are removed. Of course, there will be no capital letters except for the letter I. So when changing narration with the word let, there are some exceptions also, and there are some rules also. So when you do a change with let, you can change let to let in indirect speech. You can also change the reported verb to ordered or requested, but this will be as per the tone of the sentence that is given, because the teacher said, open the door. It may be ordered. Mother said, please bring me a glass of water. That will be requested. So whether you write ordered or you write requested will depend on the tone of the sentence. So here is an example. Mother said, let your sister do the work herself. So what is the answer here? Mother ordered me to let my sister do the work herself. And one exception is there, like you have to change the reporting verb to to past tense, but when there is an universal truth like the sun rises in the east. So the teacher said that the sun rises in the east. So according to what the rules are, what should we be doing? The teacher said the reporting verb is in the past tense. So we should be changing this to the past tense. But the sun rises in the east. This is a universal truth. It has no past tense. Every day, every time when you speak of, we will say the sun rises in the east. We cannot say the sun rose in the east. It cannot be that one day the sun rose in the east and another day it will be somewhere else. So this is a universal truth, and in such cases, the teacher said that the sun rises in the east. In spite of the reporting verb being in the past tense, the universal truth will be in the present tense. So mark this when you see any universal truths, or this may be true, like I exercise every day. The girl said, I exercise every day. So the girl said she exercised every day won't be correct. Here also the exercise process, she continues. So it will also not be in the past. It will not be the case in the case of habits, regular habits. So please keep this in your mind when you do changes with sentences causing having universal truths in them. So these are the tables. Make a screenshot of this. Here it is given how the pronoun changes are made and how the time and place words are, like the near words, far words that I was telling you. Today becomes that day, here becomes there, tomorrow becomes the following day or the next day, tonight becomes that night. So remember these well. These will be useful when you make the changes from direct to indirect speech. Now these are some of the examples. Read the conversation given below and complete the paragraph that follows. You know what? I want to see the doctor. I am very sick. Receptionist, I am sorry, the doctor is very busy. You will have to wait for at least 1 hour. So a patient went to his doctor's clinic and told the receptionist that she further added that. So this you have to told the receptionist that she wants to see the doctor. The receptionist replied that she has to wait. She further added that the receptionist said that the doctor is very busy. She further added that she has to wait for at least 1 hour. Now there are more examples here. What are you doing? Rani says, just watching TV. Mother says, turn off the TV and help me in cleaning your room. Rani, Ma, I will do it later. So I am not giving the answers. I will want you to give the answers to this, and you will have the comment section below this tutorial class. So you can give your answers there and I can give you the correct answer there. So I solved one for you and this is for you to do. So next we come to correction of errors, which you have in your examination. So what is correction of errors? There will be some mistakes in a sentence and you have to correct those. So usually these are regarding error in subject verb agreement, error in usage of verb and tense. Tense errors are very common among students, and the usage of articles and prepositions, and errors in clause structure. So here to tell you of one example, it is, but my sister was looked at me and crying. So here, this is not a correct sentence, but my sister was looked at me and crying. So you have to identify the error in this sentence and correct it. So what is it? But my sister was looking at me and crying. So this is the correct answer. Now error correction in English grammar, what does it mean? It means looking for the mistakes and correcting those in sentences so that you can improve your language accuracy. Because what you write needs to be in perfect and correct construction. So, to solve the error correction exercises, you must carefully read the sentence, spot the mistake, and rewrite the correct form. So, first, for you to correct the error in your sentence, the first thing that you need to do is identifying the error. If you can't find the proper error, you can't spot the mistake and you cannot make the sentence. You cannot rewrite the sentence in its correct form. So, you have to concentrate on identifying the mistake. For doing that, you have to read the sentence again and again to understand the context of the sentence. And then you have to identify the grammatical mistake, or is it a spelling mistake, or is it a mistake in the punctuation, that you have to find out. So, after doing that, you have to replace the incorrect word or phrase with the correct one. So, incorrect sentence, I have given another example. She don't likes mangoes. So, the correct sentence here is she doesn't like mangoes. So, the verb form don't, it has been changed into doesn't, and likes, it has been changed into, there is no S. It will be like mangoes. So, this is subject verb agreement error. So, this you have to find and do accordingly. So, here are some more examples. Like here, the incorrect sentence is neither the teacher nor the students was present. So, here the correct sentence will be neither the teacher nor the students were present, because it's plural. It speaks of both the teachers and the students. So, it will be were present. Next sentence, if I will see her, I will give her your message. If I see her, I will give her your message. So, here the will in the first part doesn't need to be there. If I will see her, I will give her your message is not correct. If I see her, so if I can see her, if I can find her, then I will give her your message. The news are not true. The news is not true. She is one of the best players on the team. She is one of the best players of the team. This will be of the team. There has been a typing error. She is one of the best players of the team. Students, please note this will be off. And the next sentence is the teacher explained us the lesson. The teacher explained the lesson to us. So, note these sentences. So, this is all the recapitulation of the grammar, that the non-textual grammar that is in your syllabus regarding the non-textual grammar part. So, practice a lot, and the council has brought out a book of model questions from which you can get a lot more options of practicing. So, try and get a hold of that book, and please try to practice more and more from the book or from anywhere you get, because what is most important is writing and practicing more and practicing a variety of things. Thank you, my students. Have a good learning session and best of luck for your exams.